already identifying people. Okay, what the hell do I want to talk about? I've been smoothing my brain out with TikTok, smoothing the wrinkles on my brain. Here I am. I mean, the fucking townhouses on the street were just so nice. I had to get some of the architectural digest in there. Is this Woody Allen Street? Oh God, what the hell? You know, it's there. You have a million things you want to talk about. My comedy show got canceled yesterday, so even though I literally haven't done another open mic but the Mondays this entire month. The month's almost over. I have been doing a lot of lives. So it's Friday night. You know, maybe this is the new fucking comedy club. Maybe this is the new venue. I'd like to be out in person doing some shows. It's hard. I don't know how to break in. This is what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to go on and kvetch, as usual, about my own, why the world is all corrupt and fucked up, and how wrong the decision-making of the world is, and why it's wrong. Yeah, I mean, TikTok, I hate to talk about it at length, but, you know, they're going to ban it. So I feel like I have to talk about it as much as possible now. And it's only a matter of time before that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's this app or what. I mean, I had a line in one of my poems about I haven't been this excited about a video delivery service since they installed cable in our house. When I was, 7 or 8 or 9 or whatever. I guess I was 9 when I found out what cable television was. The medium is the message. Okay, this is something I guess I want to reiterate to people. Everybody's got their head up their ass about theory, and everybody reads, I don't even know, French kind of deconstruction, Foucault, Barthes. Not that I've looked at that stuff. Read Marshall McLuhan, for Christ's sake. The medium is the message. The technology kind of decides what we do in a weird way. You know, humankind, I think, if we get our hands on a tool, we are going to max out whatever the fuck, human ingenuity, human creativity can do with that. These phones, this is the newest frontier for us. So the medium is the message. It was cable TV. You had 60 channels or whatever. It was subscriber based. So they could do a little bit, things like wrestling, the whole Attitude Era, the whole kind of Howard Stern, kind of non-PC 90s, chicks making out. That was cable TV, right? All that stuff was made possible. MTV, 24-hour-a-day music. Now it's TikTok. Now TikTok is the frontier. It's just a video delivery service. They're basically it's basically cable TV. It's not really any different than that. You're basically channel surfing on your phone, except it's got this crazy algorithm that reads your mind. Look at we're sponsored by Dolce & Gabbana today. Dolce & Gabbana, Deleuze Guattari. I think literature is just another form of money laundering. Everything in our society is just money laundering now, okay? There's thieves who have stolen everything, either through the military-industrial complex, or oil, or drugs, or big pharma. They all stole money, and they're just money laundering it in various ways. Everything in our economy is fake. It's all rigged. It's all fake. There is no value. There is no marketplace. There is no competition. It's all corporate monopolies. The government is socialism for the rich. And there is no merit to anything. That's why everything's degraded. That's why everything's falling apart. I do want to just get a nice shot of this Madison Avenue sunset here for everybody, because it's just looking very nice right now. Look at that. get some scenery. You know, I'm a landscape painter, really. How about that? How about that, huh? All right. You know, maybe if we complain and bitch hard enough, the world will change. Maybe if we go on the internet and just complain. Okay, so one thing I did want to talk about, there is this comedian who has come to the open mic before, who is like sort of a TikTok famous person. I don't know if that's because they paid for it or what, but they have a large following on TikTok, and they keep popping up in my feed. They are getting eviscerated. They are getting crucified on the internet because they made this video about how they met some guy who worked at a pizza parlor or something, and they gave him their phone. And so it's just like, this is like, people are just tearing into this person as sort of like an, I don't know, they said that her parents are rich or something. She did a video that was like, she took ad money from Starbucks, I guess, when they were on strike. So everybody in the comments is just like, this person's a fucking scab, you know, she's got no principle, she's a bad person, she's evil. I mean, it's like unbelievable the way that people are just like trashing, you know, and it's like the internet, that is what Twitter is. That is what TikTok can be in a way, where it is just like this negative nitpicking. Everybody's just tearing and it's like there's some kind of absolute morality that people claim that they have or something. Like they're good people, but this person, because they took money from fucking Starbucks or whatever, is like evil, and they sold out and all this. You know, I don't necessarily disagree with that. It's just weird to me. Once again, the medium is the message, that's what people use it for. You know, it's just like building people up, tearing them down, right? I mean, this person's a little bit viral. They've got like a following. The video, it was a little tone deaf, you know, about like, she didn't want to date this guy because he lived in a pizza, or he worked in a pizza place or something. And it's just crazy the way that people savaged this person. You know, that's what a comment section is. You know, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel like there is the internet is like some kind of like it's the way that they manage your kind of like self-doubt or something. They're trying to implant these narratives into everybody that we're not good. They're customizing it. You know, literally to every single person, they find your kind of weak points and they kind of try to express to you the hopelessness, you know, why you're not good enough, or, I mean, everybody's just kind of driven into their respective political corner, whatever that might be. And so, I mean, especially with like, you know, when it comes to identity politics or like these kind of moral things, like you're seeing this with like the Israel-Palestine thing, is like people are super hard line, and it's like there is like, you have to be kind of perfect politically to one ideology or the other, or you're just like an evil person, you're a bad person, or this or that. And, you know, I think that kind of political accountability is good and kind of new, probably. You know, they can hold people accountable, and the voice of whatever the not traditional or the narrative of power does have a voice. But at the same time, there's tons of shit that just gets overlooked. As far as like, I mean, you know, it's become kind of trendy to chase these kind of like boutique political issues or whatever. And so you see a lot of people that are just joining into this fucking debate like they know exactly what the fuck they're talking about, and they've always thought this or felt this. And it's really just like they're clout chasing, or they're using it to get their own advantage or take some kind of power for themselves. Maybe, I mean, that's not all it is. You know, oh God, am I explaining this badly? you know, there's tons of injustice. There's slavery going on right now. You know, like, I saw this video of John Wayne talking about civil rights. This is TikTok, I guess, subliminal propaganda. And he's like, John Wayne talking about civil rights. He's like, yeah, I think, you know, they probably have certain things that they need, you know, equal rights and they're behind us, but I don't think we should feel guilty about what happened 150 years ago or 200 years ago or whatever. You know, and I mean, obviously this guy was a huge propagandist, making Westerns and shit. You know, it's just crazy. Everything we know about ourselves comes from fucking movies. You know, there is this kind of amnesia about living in this continent. We don't know who the fuck our ancestors are, where we came from, or any of that. They don't want us to know. They don't want us to know the history, right? I don't think John Wayne would be for critical race. His movies are not exactly critical race theory. And there, you know, one of the popular narratives, or like, you know, something that I've definitely been trying to come to terms with myself, I think we all have for the past few years, is like karmic debt, or what our ancestors did. We have to like pay for that, or we have to like, you know, go out of our way. I saw another video that was like, if you're at these protests and you're white male and you see they're arresting people, you have to go and be one of the first people that, you have to go to the front of the line. You have to use your white male privilege and get arrested first. And, okay, I get that, I guess. I understand. They'd probably let me out of jail more than they'd let other people out of jail quicker, you know? But at the same time, I do feel like it's something that's being weaponized by social media and the internet to just make us feel bad about ourselves. And just like, you know, it's not a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing to operate from a place of guilt and shame. And it's like, it feels like if you want to be a good person, according to the internet at this point, you have to like dedicate your whole life to like being anti-racist or dismantling or social justice virtue signaling or whatever. Which, you know, is, like I said, it's kind of a niche, trendy, it's everybody's doing the same fucking, you know, it's like, what about, you know, other genocides? What about fucking people in Sudan, or what about people in other parts of the world? You know, everybody suddenly wants to protest about the Palestine thing because it's trendy. And this is good. I mean, this is a pressure point. This is important. You know what I mean? And this is like amazing what's happening. But it also feels like it's an in-group, out-group thing, and there is a lot of things that are like, I don't know, being made personal or something, and it is personal, but I don't know, man. There's so many different ways we can show up ethically in our lives and try to do the right thing. And you know, for myself, I know that I felt like it's not appropriate for me to like succeed at whatever it is I'm trying to do, because, and I think the culture thinks that, you know, I think the culture thinks, wait a minute, you're a white male, we're automatically we don't like you. You know, and if you complain about it, you sound like a he's probably watching my live stream. Is the chat on? People can fucking comment in the chat if they want to chat. I can't answer the phone right now. I'm obviously, I'm live. Can I answer the phone in a live stream? And I mean, that's not, that's an excuse. It's going to sound like an excuse if I say that. You know, and the problem between the genders is something that I focus on a lot. And To be honest, it feels like women are driving a lot of this stuff. White women are driving a lot of this stuff. Where it's like they don't like us. They hate us. You know, we've been monsters for thousands of years. White men have been, you know, historically the fucking oppressors. It's just, you can't, I'm embarrassed to even be talking about this. I didn't ask to be a white male at this crux in history where from being the best thing ever to being shitty, just like everybody else. Now we're just, you know, we're able to be made fun of and ridiculed, and we're just disrespected like everybody else. This is how everybody else has felt for thousands and thousands of years. You know, it does feel like men were utilized because of our physicality to build, oh God, I sound like Gavin McInnes, to build the world, more or less, you know, to fucking drive ships all over the fucking world, you know, cutting trees down, building domiciles, trying to outdo each other with ridiculous, you know, performances to get women to like us or whatever. And now that the natural world has been sort of dominated, we have these machines that more or less have replaced kind of brawn and toughness. You know, we're sort of like expendable, right? Yeah, I just ate, so you should eat. You know, we're the bad guy. We're pieces of shit. And, you know, maybe our sexuality is obsolete. I mean, why are men as horny as they are? It's insane. You know, I saw this, it was a thing. Michael Jordan said he slept with you should eat, Ashley. Eat, please. Michael Jordan said he was sleeping with 3 to 5 women a day in 2001 when he was on the Washington Wizards. It's like, I mean, Michael Jordan is a degenerate gambling piece of shit and the greatest winner of all time because he's ruthless. But it's like, that's male libido. And so, you know, obviously that's not really going to work in the modern world. You know, like we're trained to, you know, or we're calibrated to just need to go out and have sex as much as possible. Or I don't know, are we more horny? There's sort of a numbers thing happening with men where it's like, it's just, we've evolved quickly with our technology where things have completely upended. And so you have all these frustrated, misguided men who are angry. Look, I'm just talking about evolution. And rapid evolution. And Ashley, do not distract me right now. I could say something very cancelable at any moment if I say the wrong thing. You know, like women I feel like they're automatically supportive of each other in a comment section, and they're automatically against us. You know, like women are going to be like, oh, slay, girl. You're so cute. Your outfit looks so cute. I love your whatever. And then they see men and they're just like, ew, gross. You know, and that's media fucking indoctrination. Ashley's not like that. Ashley is not like that. That is true. Ashley doesn't have to play by these rules because she doesn't have to live her whole life as a performance that she's doing the right thing, like white people do now. Like affluent, liberal arts white people do. Anybody who's in the arts, yes, I'll be there with at the end of my 2 hours. This would explain all the men cutting off their wangs and wearing a dress. Well, you know, I'm not like, that's great. Whatever you want to do, I think that's great. I don't, I'm not against that. Yes, I will be there. You see the clock, I'm 20 minutes in. So about 2 hours. Like, I totally respect the conversation that's happening around gender. Hey, if reincarnation is a thing, what are we, the same in every life? What is you saw Wayne Kalstenbaum where? Have I always been a toxic cis-het nerd in every lifetime? I'd like to think I was doing the right thing back then, too. It's just like a guilt thing. Well, a woman pulled me aside to tell you what. You saw Wayne Kalstenbaum? Oh, at the New York Art Book Fair. The thing is, I probably pay too much attention to this stuff. If I didn't pay attention to it at all, I probably wouldn't give off such a weird vibe. But it's like the whole culture is telling you that you're bad. You have to do everything you can to, he was at the art book fair. Of course he was. He's Wayne Kalstenbaum. He lives in Chelsea. He lives on 23rd Street or something. I'm pretty sure he lives on, I feel like Bill Maher or something. I feel that toxic. Now I'm like seriously questioning, like, why have I watched fucking Bill Maher? Why do I watch Bill Maher? Is that the only thing that's on? I mean, I don't really watch it, but it's like, if it pops up on YouTube, I might click it. And I don't relate to his point of view at all. I don't agree with his sort of fucking, but, I don't know, man. It's just like, I guess my ultimate point is, like, it's operating on a system where it's just, like, meant to make people feel bad, or, like, they're doing the wrong thing, or, there's division, There's division when it's like, how do we, there's just more and more and more and more division. Maybe I'm just too online. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Ashley says I'm not toxic, so there you have it, folks. She's definitely not toxic. But I'm not at all. See that? Ashley said I'm not toxic, okay? I'm going to have that on the back of my book. It's been approved. It's woke approved. The same thing. I think they should have a sense of humor about it. The pro-Palestinian people, they're kind of humorless. They're humorless on both sides. There's not a lot of laughter going on. Wow, I've got 9 viewers. I've never had 9 viewers, ever. Is this because I'm talking about my male vulnerability? I don't know. Maybe we do need a reinvention of masculinity, but it's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I like being like a dude, I guess. I don't know, watching wrestling. Over the past few years, I guess I've tried to, like, re-embrace just the parts of who I am, even if it is, like, gender patterning, gender performance. I don't know. I've definitely opened up and listened to, when I was younger, I remember my friends, this was like 2007, 2008, and everybody loved Prince, everybody loved Purple Rain, and I didn't really get it. All the hipsters alright, I'll see you in a little while, Ashley. All the hipsters in Columbus loved Purple Rain. And my friends were like, my friend Jake and Seth were like, Prince is sexy because he has both sides of the gender. He's androgynous. He's got male and he's got kind of female peak kind of sexuality. And that's what makes him really sexy. That was what they were claiming made him really sexy, which I didn't really understand at all. You know, I thought, I don't know. I don't know what I thought why Prince was sexy, but I think that there is truth to that, you know? I think that we did grow up in like an incredibly like homophobic kind of repressed environment. And maybe I'll read some poetry while I'm here. I've got 9 people. Maybe I'll read some poetry. We did grow up in like a fucking, you know, homophobic, where it was like extreme stigma against being gay. Every joke was about being gay. You're gay, you know, was part of the language. I do think these things matter. You know, the words that we use, everybody's using the word cook now. He's cooked. He's cooking. Let the man cook. It's like people are saying that because we are cooking alive in the fucking global greenhouse effect and shit. You know, we are being cooked. You know, everybody in the 90s was saying everything is gay. You're gay. You know, it probably is natural for us to be bisexual, to be androgynous. And so I'm trying to be open to that stuff. I think women think you're hotter if you're bisexual. I've heard women say, and maybe this is just a trend thing, I think they use the trends like against us. They make us feel this social pressure like, oh, if you're not doing this right now, even if it's fucking stupid. People love fucking stupid cultural trends, emo shit, emo hair, all American rejects. And now politics has become part of that kind of pop culture cycle or whatever. You know, it's good that people are paying attention to this stuff and that the conversation is being blown wide open. Like I said, I do think the gender performance was like pretty specific when I was growing up. Whereas I'm sure it's changed a lot. I'm sure now if you go into high school or middle school, there's way more conversation about being trans, things like that. There was one kid I went to high school with. He was the same kid that had those skate shoes, you know, those fucking shoes that have like a roller skate slides or whatever the fuck they are. They have like a roller skate in the sole. This kid, he was like a cyber kid. He was like Jet Set Radio. I don't care, Ashley. Do whatever you're gonna do. You know, he was like a futurist. So he had those skate shoes. He wore Janko jeans. He had like big ass Janko jeans. Like Jeff Hardy. Like big black with the white stitching and the fucking like carpenter pocket, but like wide as this fucking tree trunk over here. And he also was like super into body modification. He like cut his tongue into like one of those snake tongues, you know, where it was like 2 prongs. All right, I'll see you in a little while, Ashley. So he, you know, he had pierced every septum, whatever. And then, so later, they weren't trans at the time, but later, I think in the early 2010s, they like transitioned. They moved to Seattle. They were like a game tester. I think they fucking were like one of the play testers of Halo. So they were like always thinking about the future. That person was always very ahead of the curve. But you know, at the time in Columbus, Ohio, Grandview Heights High School, that was really the only person that outwardly kind of behaved, you know, in those ways, because there wasn't probably a lot of representation, right? And so a lot of progress has been made, you know, but it's also insane. There's 6 fucking Nazi Supreme Court justices, and they want to make the president immune to killing people. And, You know, they want to outlaw books. They want to outlaw drag race fucking story time with their kids or whatever. So it's the best of times. It's the worst of times. You know, it's progressive, but it's also super ass backwards even still. But, I don't know. As a straight white male, I've always been like not wanted in poetry world, I would say. You're not, they kind of treat you like what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? You know, I don't know. As ridiculous as that sounds, God, am I really going to complain about this? I don't know. I just want to live and let live, you know? What is that? Now what are you saying, Ashley? Okay. Love you, Ashley. You know, poetry is typically not, you know, straight white guys don't care about it. They care about football and war. The NBA, hockey, having businesses, selling cars, guns. You know, there's a million things straight white guys dominate. Heavy metal music. Oh my God. I lost 3 viewers because I complained that I'm a straight white guy in poetry. I get ostracized. Oh God. Here I am complaining about how hard it is to be a man. It just seems like that's what the social media and that's what the algorithm like pounds into us. Is just like, here's your fucking insecurity. Here's your point of division. We want to fucking pound you into the ground just like everybody else. We want to disempower you. It's good to let it out. Yeah, I'm letting it out on the internet permanently. So now they can show this at AWP. Shout out to Fred Mulligan. They're taking submissions for AWP panels next year. It's in Los Angeles. Here we come. Apparently multiple people at AWP this year, I'm not sure if this is true or not, if we can get verification, but apparently multiple people at AWP mentioned Easy Paradise as part of what they do to sort of like be a writer, you know? They go to Easy Paradise. That's part of their practice or like part of what they do outside of school or after school. I don't know if I believe that. Maybe they said KGB bar. I'd be surprised if people mentioned Easy Paradise by name, but you know, I don't expect that AWP would accept anything. I don't have a graduate degree. Why would they accept any panel that I fucking watch my live streams? I give it away all for free on YouTube. I do a panel at least once a week for 2 hours. At Scenes from a Life on YouTube. All right, Ashley, please stop bombarding the comments. You're banned. You are fucking banned from the comments, okay? So yeah, AWP, we're being cited academically, even though I don't even think I could get into grad school. I need to get an MFA like 10 years ago. I should have got it. I tried. You know, I asked for a letter of recommendation from the greatest poet in the English language, and he told me I wouldn't get into grad school. Because he didn't want me there. They did not want me to be a part of the sensitive, fragile, vulnerable, you know, high income world of like international traveling poetry world. Like, oh, I'm going to New Orleans Poetry Festival, and then I'm reading in Antwerp. I'm doing, you know, I'm playing at a museum in Frankfurt. They don't want to, you know, they want to distribute that to people that are not obnoxious jockey bro douchebags like me. Look at this J.D. Salinger fucking... Look at this. The Fairy Tale of New York, everybody. Look, there it is. That's what you're paying $1,300 a fucking month for right there. The Fairy fucking Tale of New York. It's beautiful. I'm so glad to be a poet as like a little sprite in this fucking forest. In the little forest. You know, I don't want to be an outlaw. All I want is to be a community college professor. That's all I might just go get a fucking PhD in like Chaucer or something. Why not get like a degree in like an actual field of fucking study? These people that are getting PhDs in creative writing, that drives me fucking insane. Like, talk about nothing having any purpose. It's all fake. It's all a simulacrum of like work. It's all busy work. It's all... Oh, I'm a poet because I've got an Instagram where I'm like on my book tour and, you know, these people published me and I went to this fucking school. So it's like, I'm more of a poet than you. I'm a real poet and you're like just a fucking open mic joke. I'm a slam poet, god damn it. I'm proud of it. I'm fucking slamming, baby. I'm slamming on YouTube in Central Park. Here we are after dark. Ashley's writing poetry in the chat. Look out. Yeah, so I'm complaining about my poetry career, which is micro. I have a micro career. That's the new thing, everybody. Did you read the trend article on medium.com about micro careers? It's all about having a micro career. And achieving, you know, if you have 10 people watching your YouTube live, you are like a goddamn rock star. You're like Nickelback. Apparently, Nickelback is actually good. I don't know if people have seen this, but people are re-evaluating their Nickelback hatred, and Nickelback is actually good. And it was unjust the way they've been treated. There's been a lot of unfair oppression of Nickelback and their fans for a long time, so we're re-evaluating that. And my live streams are 100% THC. That's right. Check out this little fairy tale. You may remember this from Woody Allen, Rainy Day in New York. Timothy Chalamet, the greatest actor alive. You never watched my live stream when I tried. I don't know what that means. Look at this, everybody. Isn't it just fantastic? I mean, I don't hate women. I love women. I want to get along. It feels like it's gotten harder. I don't know. You know, people can live to an impossible standard in the comment section. In the comment section, people can write any goddamn thing they want, like they're perfect, like they don't wipe their own ass. Oh no, I'm going into the ramble. I don't want to be in the ramble. I do not want to be in the ramble. Fuck, I'm way south still. I gotta start making some time uptown. It's about to get dark here, people. Ashley, please, you're berserk in the comments. Can you just relax, please? No more capital letters. It's a microaggression against me. It's a macroaggression, even. Okay. Why didn't you watch my live stream? I don't know what you're talking about. When did you ever live stream? You're stealing. You're stealing. That's what I do. I'm a live streamer. Now you're live streaming? You're going to steal my act? I'm doing 2 hours. This is the hottest club on Friday night in the fucking country right here. You are watching it, everybody. This is the hottest comedy club in the goddamn world right now. Woo! This is a hot show, ladies and gentlemen. You are not going to miss this. We're live from Disneyland, New York. From Walt Disney's New York. That they sold. I mean, we were just getting so sold out and so fucked. There we go. The medium is the message. I did mention that. YouTube is the message, everybody. The medium, the stream. Remember, I tried to stream the New Year's Eve party from your house, and there was nobody watching, so we turned it off. But the thing about the YouTube streams is it saves the shit. And so you've got basically a 2-hour recording. I could go watch this 3 years from now and see the whole fucking thing. It's a time capsule, everybody. These are going to be really interesting 200 years into the future. Future histories. There's this guy on TikTok, Future Histories. He's got these AI generated memes that talk about, I'm into the future now. You know, I've always been somebody that tries to live in the past, I guess. And I don't want to be culturally conservative in that way. I'm not the most future. The future's expensive. You know, the future's for rich people. They always get there first, you know, because it's always some technology thing. What's over here? Fishing in Central Park. Fishing in Central Park, everybody. We're fishing here. We're going fishing with John. Yeah, the future's expensive. I don't know. Tesla's was that the future? The Cybertruck. They're trying so hard to be futuristic. Next time I live stream and will invite you. Okay. Super talls. Private wealth. The toy barn. Oh, I don't know. I just want to live my life. Ay, ay, ay. All right, can I get out this way? Now I'm going south. Okay, I've got 8 people watching. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe I'll read some poetry here. Yeah, so I'm a men's rights activist streamer. Here I am complaining about why did I break up with Ed? Ed asking the hard, you know, you gotta just get to the fucking point about things. You see how Ashley reacts when I try to talk to people? It's very hard for me to communicate with people outside of Ashley. Well, honestly, God, it's just a lot of his logistics. I'm either uptown or I'm in Midwood, frankly. I'm in this weird spin cycle where it's like I'm either in Midwood, which is like the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, sometimes I'm downtown for work or, you know, just to do this or that. Okay, I will, Ashley. I blame Ashley, okay? You know, I hate to, you know, put all my... I know I have to take responsibility, you know? That's what it's about when you're an adult, taking responsibility for your own actions. But, God. I don't know. People stop communicating with me. I'm just trying to maintain my own kind of equilibrium as far as keep the Monday thing. I don't know. I've just been trying to survive, basically, for the last year. It feels like we're in this fucking... Well, things got a lot worse in the geopolitical situation in October, for obvious reasons. But, I don't know. I guess I thought something would happen. I guess I thought if I just kept going, something would happen and I would get free somehow. Things would break better for me and I could have control of my life again. I don't know. I'm trying to live my best poetry life. Trying to learn as much as I can. You know, the other thing is like I'm older than a lot of everybody that I know. And so I don't know. I'd like to be running around with everybody, but I just got so domesticated. I was thinking about this today, 2017, you know. I think one of the ways that I deal with just the political insanity and the danger or whatever of being single is like just it. I don't know. I got into relationships without really. It just happened. You know. I don't know. I'd like to be out there doing stuff and showing up. But where did you go? Okay. I don't know. There's, it's a lot, I make my life decisions in just these really poorly, like, I've always thought I was a smart person, but the decisions that I make are not really the most intelligent decisions. I look at very short-sighted kind of goals. It's just like food, honestly. It's like, there's nothing to fucking eat in the neighborhood that I live in. So I just have to get the fuck out of there and go where food is. Go where the weed costs $15 for an eighth. I don't know. I can't even talk about it because it's going to be too honest. Can be used against me too much, and it's going to make me look like a monster. Like, I don't know. We're living in this era where women are just going to make more money than men. They're going to fucking, they're going to have more success than we are. They don't want us to have success. We're bad. Or, I don't know, somehow you got to get over, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I am not good enough to make it just on my own ability. And, but it also feels like people are just making decisions based on what they've been told to do because it's the right thing. And so I'm disqualified. Ashley. And I don't know. It's when you share your life with a woman, it kind of causes you to just like chill out and be a little more I don't know. I thought that it like made things like maybe last longer because you're not going as fast. If you're in a relationship or whatever, you're probably I wouldn't be going to as much, I'm at home a lot. It's more domestic, you're at home. I've basically been watching movies for the last 6 months. I saw this video with Pharaoh Sanders talking about he just hangs out at his house. He doesn't go out, except when he has to play. He likes hanging out at his apartment. I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. I think in New York, it's like you always want to go out, do stuff. But, I don't know. Now everything's online. I'm YouTube fucking streaming. I'm live. Wow, I've only been doing this for 45 minutes. I got 2 more hours. We're going to watch Bright Star. That's my movie recommendation of the day. If people have not seen Bright Star by Jane Champion. Are you making hamburgers? It's about John Keats. Doing nothing is the musing of the poet. Oh, God. Please, let's not fight in the comments. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Just dedication is what will make you number one. Thank you, Adam S. Finally, somebody's talking some sense in the comments. Now it's like suddenly people are paying attention to YouTube. I've been doing live streams for like a decade. This is the 10-year anniversary of Scenes from a Life. And this is the 10-year anniversary sort of me turning pro. Grey Poupon or Sriracha mayonnaise. I don't know if I've ever actually had Grey Poupon. That's like subliminal wealth shaming on the television. Sriracha, do you have Sriracha Grey Poupon? Because then now we're talking. Or, okay, Ashley. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't complain about it. Maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll read for a sec. I don't know. What the hell? You know, like, I'm sure whatever people's insecurity is probably the thing that's getting, you know, reiterated in their algorithm or whatever. And I don't know. These are such personal things. My mom, I guess I was partially doing it in like some kind of subconscious allegiance to what I thought my family wanted. I don't know. This is too personal to talk about online. But if you look, you know, I guess I took the CIA advice, show don't tell, too seriously. You need to show and tell. You know, I think I'm trying to tell, but have a Pepsi. Yeah, let me read some shit real fast. See how this does for people. All right. Making fun of my political opponents on stage. This time it's personal. Why did I get a phone call from Jersey City this morning? I didn't think about it. Flat design sucks. Okay, this is something I saw. Flat design is like all that shitty, like Instagram design, Canva design, flat design. We like live in the flat design era. This is why I complain constantly on the internet, because it just feels like our lives are not as exciting as they could be. I don't know. While we were watching Coachella live, it's all DJs. Who the fuck wants to see these DJs? See, this is why I'm at odds with my generation. Not necessarily that I want to see guitar bands, you know, or Blur or whatever. I'm not necessarily like a nostalgia, you know, like it's not about going backwards, but like, Jesus Christ. I would not find it exciting to see a fucking DJ. Just one person on stage with a fucking laptop or whatever behind like a big, like, concierge desk. Fuck that, man. I don't think that's any fun. It's just, this sounds trite, but like, the computers are changing our lives in ways that are so fast, and like I feel like that's what we're all experiencing, you know, just like our chemical fucking response to things, you know, the way we get serotonin, the way we get dopamine is just altering so quickly. You know, think about learning to read in school or something. It's like reading, I feel like, is almost obsolete like that. You know, people are still reading, but like, you know, the reason why I talk about TikTok so much is just as a medium, as the way to use the iPhone. It's as a video. I do think video probably is like the best way to learn something. I mean, you're seeing a visual model of something, and it's just like it's almost like learning directly from somebody, right? Because it's almost like having a presence there, where whereas reading, you get none of that. If you're reading how to do it in a book, you know, it's like they got to describe this or that. There's no visual. It's like, it's amazing to me how quickly like the video element of the internet became kind of like utilitarian. Like everything on YouTube is like unboxing videos, product reviews. It's not necessarily like culture. It's not really like art, you know. It's not, I mean, there's an art to that stuff. Even things like mukbang videos or ASMR videos, those are the things that like became popular on YouTube. These weird kind of like niche genre inventions, you know, things that would have never really worked on fucking television, or never would have been done on television because they wouldn't have been looked on as like exciting enough. Suddenly, like, you know, people use fucking YouTube to do. I had this internship in college for this company called Loyal TV. This was in 2008, 7, 8, because, you know, I had a video camera. At that time, that was kind of rare. And I was like a filmmaker, blah, blah, blah. So they got interns at all these different campuses. And the idea for the website was video product reviews. They wanted me to go out and this is before fucking iPhones, right? They wanted me to go out and interview people and ask them to review or just talk about different products they had. I thought this was the stupidest fucking idea for a website. I thought this will never go anywhere. I thought this is absolutely dumb. Like, who the fuck is gonna waste their time, like, making video reviews of shit that they bought? Like, why would a normal person ever do that? Like, that's something that, like, critics do, or, and yet, look at Yelp. And look at the product reviews on YouTube. I mean, I'm not sure that there's an app for that specifically, but that's sort of what TikTok is becoming. Now they're encouraging people to use their profiles as like a shop. You know, your videos are like a way to just like guide people to your online store or whatever. So it's like, I think this is only the beginning, right? They can ban TikTok, but like this is going to be a future of the media, basically, right? I mean, this bill they just passed, it had aid for Israel, it had aid for Ukraine, and it was a TikTok ban. So it was literally just like, let's cram everything that they hate on TikTok and that they're trying to like propagandize the children against. And let's put it all in one bill and pass it real fucking fast. Like, let's just fucking do it now. Get these kids to shut the fuck up. Let's get these kids, you know, the thing is, school is going to be out for summer in a couple weeks, and they ban TikTok. These protests are going to go away, and they're not necessarily going to forget about it, but this is what I mean by the medium is the message, because like TikTok is the fucking reason why there is a public dialogue about this shit, because the message is not being controlled by network television or even cable news. It's being controlled by everybody everywhere posting fucking videos, and the Chinese propaganda, you know, people that are trying to, weaponize our children against us by making them all, and it's working. It's amazing. You know, have you seen, maybe this is Chinese propaganda, but have you seen this video on TikTok of the Chinese children with the basketballs? Have you seen this? The coordination of these kids is fucking nuts. These are like 4 and 5 and 6-year-old kids. They each have 2 basketballs they're dribbling. And they're all doing it like in unison, like a fucking coordinated music video or something. And, this is, I didn't click this. It just pops up on my feed. And so they're dribbling these basketballs, and they switch, and they're like dribbling these legs. These are 5-year-old kids. You know, like, they know what the fuck they're doing. It's an ancient civilization. You know, it's probably the world's oldest, or one of the oldest, fucking, like, they had paper before everybody. They had fireworks and gunpowder. They knew to use it, now they have TikTok. Of course they invented everything great. And it seems like they're trying to use it to create the most good for the most people. I mean, it's a communist country. Look at 5 and 6 and 7-year-old American kids, what they're doing. They're all on TikTok. Drinking fucking soda pop and watching porn on their phones. What was it? I heard porn. What was it? Porn and probably social media has robbed children of their childhoods. That's what I heard. That was a hot take I heard. Porn and social media have stolen American childhood. They should get some fucking basketballs. Thank you, Peter Shankman, for watching. Yeah, I'm in Central Park right now, so don't swat me or anything. The Museum of Natural History. We're chilling by the conservatory. Jam band. I'm a jam band. I'm a sociocultural jam band. Just riffing. I'm just riffing here on the events of the day. That's what I do. I'm just riffing. I know how much people love riffing. Yeah, so TikTok, get it while you can. Just get it while you can. Thank you, Peter Shankman. Ranting, exactly. Ranting, I feel like implies, like, is it anger fueled? Is it always like this angry, you know, kind of violent, like ranting? Feels like you're firing a gun or something. Ranting goes hand in hand with smoking. You know, is there any way to talk, like, at length without ranting? The ranting feels like it kind of gets you over the top. Like, oh, if I fucking rant at this thing. Wow, did I actually have 10 people watching and then 5 people just left? Were there actually 10 people watching? I can't believe it. Ashley can't get over this fact that I didn't watch her live stream. She's still on about this. Jesus Christ. I feel like I should just, yeah, maybe I'll do movie reviews. We got to talk about Jane Champion in the cut. We're watching Bright Star tonight, so maybe I'll do a review of that. TikTok, it feels like a movie. I mean, I'm obviously brainwashed and obsessed. I'm obviously addicted. They need to ban it ASAP just to save me from, you know, having my muscles atrophy. Ban TikTok now, says Ashley. The Chinese government has too much control. I'm learning about the world in real time super fast. There's all these, I watched an entire documentary about the Brawl for All. This is for my wrestling fans. If you remember the Brawl for All, apparently it was the worst idea the WWF ever had. And it was Vince Russo's idea. No surprise there. Apparently John Bradshaw Layfield, mouthed off in the locker room and said he could whoop anybody's ass or something. He was the toughest guy. So they decided to have a real fight. A real fighting contest in the WWF. In the fucking WWF wrestling ring. I think it was boxing, but they could do takedowns. And I started watching wrestling like a few months after the Brawl for All. I didn't actually see the Brawl for All. That's why I watched the documentary, because I was like, okay, what's this? I remember seeing the toys. At Toys R Us, they had the Brawl for All toys, like on clearance, because nobody fucking wanted them, because they were all jobbers. It was all like the guys that were real hard asses, but like were not necessarily the most charismatic, like Dr. Death Steve Williams. They had so many Dr. Death Steve Williams toys. Apparently it ended his career. JR was pissed because they basically created the Brawl for All for Steve Williams. They just figured this guy will whoop anybody's ass. There's no way anybody's going to beat Dr. Death Steve Williams. And Bart Gunn, the biggest piece of trash. No, he seems pretty cool. He's in the documentary a lot. Bart Gunn, the other half of the Billy Gunn, whatever the fuck their tag team was called. It's for my wrestling freaks out there. This is some highly niche. This is like 98, I think, 97, 98. You know, all the real fighters. Dan Severn. Who else was in the Brawl for All? The Godfather. And then it was Bradshaw and Brawl for All. Yeah, there you go. Such a dumb idea. Bradfather. Yeah. Fucking Bart Gunn, like, knocked these guys the fuck out. Just bam. Because he had been in all these bar fights. That's what they said. He had been in, like, hundreds of fucking bar fights. He's got, like, a scar on his side. Somebody stabbed him with a fucking wine bottle. So that's Bart Gunn. The Brawl for All. JR, so Dr. Death was JR's boy. And when it was a total shock when Bart Gunn knocked his ass out. Everybody in the locker room was standing by the monitors, they said. They said they're fighting for real. And he knocked him the fuck out. He just got a couple good. I mean, these guys were not boxers. You know, they're fake wrestlers. It's like a bunch of ballet dancers fucking fighting each other. Butterbean. Yeah, Butterbean. Yeah, exactly. So Bart Gunn won the brawl for all, and they were pissed because they thought this guy's not supposed to win. Even the real fighting they were trying to fix. They couldn't stand not being able to fucking, and it just ruined a bunch of guys' careers. And nobody got over. It wasn't like Bart. I feel like they should have done something for Bart Gunn, just because they said he fought Hardcore Hall in his first round, and they were like buddies. They were tag team partners, and they like traveled together, and they had to fight each other. They said it made it weird. That's Vince McMahon in a nutshell for you. You know, he did that on purpose. He did that to fucking. It's a humiliation ritual. He just wanted to ruin people's lives because he likes it, enjoys it. He enjoys ruining people's lives. So the brawl for all was, they should have done. They squashed him with Butter. Yeah, so he fought Butterbean at WrestleMania, and Butterbean is like a professional. Like that's all Butterbean does. It's like these fucking like shithole, like bar fight kind of. Just like, slobber knockers. JR, that was JR's boy, Dr. Death. They loved Dr. Death. They thought Dr. Death was going to get a huge push. He was going to work a program with Austin. And fucking Bart Gunn fucked it up. By ending his career. Apparently a bunch of them tore ACL and tore their hamstring and shit. It's fucking crazy, man. So supposedly McMahon set up Bart Gunn with Butterbean as revenge. He did it because he knew Butterbean would whoop the guy's ass. So yeah, I literally watched the entire fucking documentary on TikTok. But that's what's beautiful about it is the discontinuity. You know, I watched like the 6-part first and then a bunch of other videos about whatever, Israel, this girl who fucking was talking about the pizza guy who she gave her phone number to and the internet just crucifying her. Tons of wrestling shit. I see so many Jeff Hardy videos. Perk Angle. I'm really into Perk Angle. That clip of him like doing the most like awesomely like fucking heroin perfect like what is that? A fucking what do you even call it? That's like a senton, a front flip senton, a somersault senton. What do you call that? Plancha. Yeah. I love wrestling. I'm ready to get back in the ring. All right, let's keep walking, shall we? What else? What the hell else? Yeah, so that's the downside of fame. Just seeing the way that this girl just got crucified in the fucking comment section. That's what I mean. It's like the internet encourages like this pile-on. Like it became like righteous for these people in the comment section to just be like, she's a bad person, she's evil, blah, blah, blah. Her parents are rich. Which that's something like I definitely complain about with people a lot, but the ugliness unlocked. The emotional viciousness, the judgment. How easy it is to judge people online. I don't know. And just like acting like you're a fucking expert in like, political, socio-political ethics, what's right and wrong, who's good, who's bad. Like act like you're some authority, make your whole career about how you're some authority in like racial fucking guilt, scheme. Can't we all just get along? No, we cannot. I don't know. It's all in your head. It's all in my head. I don't know. Why do I reiterate this stuff? This seems like what it's about. I don't know. If you want to be young and cool, all the cool people are into this stuff. You know, they're all hyper political. They're all super trans and pro-Palestine. That's what cool people do now. I don't know. I'm too old. I just need to accept I'm fucking, I don't know. How do I become culturally relevant? We're all like trying to be it's like trying to be the smartest kid in the class or something. It feels like because we were raised in this gifted child honor program thing, TikTok, Twitter, having a hot take, being like the moral arbiter. It's all like raising your hand in class and being like, well, actually, the blah, blah, blah. Here's my fucking 2 cents. Good job. Wow, you're so fucking smart. Aren't you special? You know, I think we all do want to be celebrity, cultural hero types. Where are they? Where are the gods? You know? We grew up, at least I grew up, in a landscape that was saturated with hero worship like that. Celebrity worship, cultural celebrity, you know. Bob Dylan, Rolling Stone magazine, top 500 songs. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Behind the Music. Nirvana, man. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about Nirvana, dude. It was almost 40 years ago. It was 30 fucking years ago. Like, there's gotta be a new band that's cooler than Nirvana. You can't just, like, default on Nirvana anymore. They're too fucking old. Okay? It worked 10 years ago. You cannot do it anymore. They're too old. There needs to be something else that's gonna happen. I don't know. It just makes me sick because people live in their little micro fiefdoms online where they can pretend like, oh, I was interviewed for the Creative Independent. I have 60,000 followers. I'm reading at stories in LA. I'm important. I'm a thinker. I'm a cultural, people listen to my smart, genius, whatever. It's all ego. It's all vanity. You know, we're less with these legacy institutions. We're trying to get validated by that shit, the New Yorker. That's why I had my rant about the New Yorker magazine, how I could be the editor. Because it's like you still feel like you got to get that stamp of approval or else you're not real. You got to be a professor. You got to have an MFA from some fucking Iowa or whatever, Arizona State University. You got to be a professor somewhere. You got to have won some prize. You got to be published. You can't just be a fucking unpublished live streamer to 6 people who I love. Thank you guys for watching. The community. You know, the online community. Let's see. Shall we go through? Where are we? Where the fuck am I? Can I go through here? Is there going to be lights? I kind of want to walk through the park, but I kind of don't. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Is it loud? It's kind of loud with the vehicles and whatnot. I don't know. You know, and I also, let me talk about this. Just more TikTok reviews. I see so many fucking videos about Conan. Conan O'Brien. And I like Conan. You know, he's great. He's hilarious. He's probably the cultural figure that most resembles, like, my family. My brother Jack, people were always telling him that he was like Conan. You kind of remind me of Conan. Did you ever hear that? Because they're gingers. They're Irish Catholic. We're Irish Catholic. And, our generation was so sensitivity trained and sensitivity group that, like, we went for the opposite of everything that we perceived. At least women did. Women want to do the right thing and be good people. And I think they do feel like they have to give something back for, like, they want to, like, a lot of women will, like, volunteer and, like, give back. I don't know a lot of guys that do that. It's really not uncommon, actually, for, like, very put together women to, like, do charity work and shit. Like, you can tell they want to do the right thing. And so they think part of that is, like, doing the opposite of like whatever the power structures were that were like oppressive. I don't know. They can be very easily tricked into believing things as a group. They all want the same fucking thing. You know, they all think Ryan Gosling, Ken. We love this guy. The fucking Ryan Gosling lobby is back big time. I'm not happy about it. I thought he went away. During the Trump era, one of the good things about the Trump era was Ryan Gosling went away. Even he was like, hey, I'm a white guy. Let me sit the fuck down with Eva Mendes for a few years and just have a baby. But now he's back. Oh, it's Biden era. Boom. Now he's stealing the Barbie movie. How fucking hetero toxic is that? It's supposed to be Barbie's movie, you fucking jerk. If I was in that movie, I would have given more to Barbie. I would have supported Barbie and made Barbie look good. But no, Ryan Gosling, he's going to make it all about him. He's such a feminist. Remember Ryan Gosling feminist memes? How Ryan Gosling was like a super pro woman. How did he get that reputation? Why do I not have that reputation? Why do I not have that public reputation as being super pro supportive of women? I mean, nobody's more supportive of women than me. I had 10 people watching at one point. Thank you guys for sticking around. So I'm gonna keep going. Bitching about identity politics. Apparently you can't say DEI. Apparently that's racist. So I won't use that term. Even though I did just say it. It's who the fuck knows? You know, it's just... So that's doing the right thing. I don't know. It's also Catholic. It's also like, if I'm a good person and I'm ethically, actively working to be anti-racist and, acknowledge my white privilege, then I don't have to feel guilty about it. I don't have to, you gotta work. You have sinned. You have to work. This is original sin. You have to work to get with Jesus. You are a sinner, if you're lucky, if you behave. Maybe then you're one of the good white people. You're one of the good white people. Okay. I think I think racism is it's more complicated. I mean, certainly in this country there is like an unbelievable legacy and things, but like, look at fucking Europe, fucking, they're not any better than us. They're the ones who invented this shit. They're the fucking colonialists. They're the goddamn imperialists. Fucking Spain, Italy, England, they're the fucking imperial navy, whatever. And there's a bunch of TikTok videos I saw, African American women talking about they went to Italy and how the people talk to them in Italy and what they say about them in Italy. It's like, those fucking people are fucking racist. There's racist goddamn people all over the fucking world. Maybe this is a shallow thing, but I remembered when I started working at a sushi restaurant owned by Korean people, and my friend who was the manager telling me, the Korean people are as racist, they're more racist than you are. They hate Japanese people, they hate Chinese people, blah, blah, blah. And for me, that was eye-opening. It was like, fuck. Not necessarily that I thought white people had like a monopoly on fucking racism, but like, They definitely do a lot in this goddamn country to make you fucking aware and to make you feel fucking guilty about what happened. And it's just a tough, it's a tough place to operate from. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know. You just want to do, but you know, I'm also conscientious about that stuff. You know, like I am definitely try to be woke and try to do the right thing and try to support in the ways that I find are authentic and available to me. And I don't, I think it's gross how social media makes it performative and a responsibility to be like public about saying things about every fucking thing. But in a lot of ways, that's where the solidarity comes from. And that's where the power for things like this protest is able to grow. So it's good. You know, this is why, more or less, even though I talk a lot, I yap a lot on the internet, in my life, I do try to, if I'm in situations where other people can lead or something, I will volunteer to just participate and to serve something if I feel like it's got a progressive purpose. You know, it doesn't have to be all about, and so I feel like that is a way that I try to be a little more democratic and not necessarily like subjugate your own power or anything, but lend your power, your talent or whatever to something that is not all about you, is maybe helping other people, is and this is maybe a cheesy thing, but like that, at Poetry Project doing the video thing, that is a way that I look at is like, this is a way I can best serve the community in a way that it's not all about me. It's like, I want to get this out there. I want more people to be able to see this. I want people to be able to see this who aren't in New York. You can get on YouTube. You can watch the readings there, and so, that's,
they have us in the back.
I mean, that's not like a charity thing, but you're listening to other people's ideas, you're listening to new points of view, I think there is something to be said for just making shit new, right? Is that what Ezra Pound said? Is that fascist? Is the avant-garde always fascist? The futurists, they were fascists? I mean, if you're going to be rich, if you're going to be all about the future, who's all about the future? Elon Musk, these assholes in space, these fucking billionaires in space. The Italian futurists literally were fascists. What about Ezra Pound? He's a fascist, right? He invented the whole fucking, there is like a, I don't know. Why is Ezra Pound a fascist? I don't know. He was, it feels like the avant-garde is tied to the technology. In order to get the new technology, I don't know, it's typically the military that develops that kind of shit, right? Doesn't the military pretty much develop all of like the internet and everything? Everything we use? I don't know, being agrarian, being a farmer, permaculture, is that like make America great again? That's like, let's go back to the way it was. Apparently in the future, more people are going to live in cities. I don't know. This country better get its shit together. That's the big thing that I think TikTok exposes. And it's a big reason why they want to ban it, because like this country has literally stood still for like the last 50 fucking years. At least as far as the infrastructure goes. And just kind of any kind of like new useful. Like, our country has basically been swindled away from us. They stole all the fucking money and gave it to people who play the stock market. You know, they stole all of the fucking places to live. They stole the movies. You can't get good movies anymore because it's all just owned by fucking shareholder, and it's all previous intellectual property and shit. It's all remakes. Everything in this country has gone to shit because it's all just private equity. And there's no incentive for them to do a good job with anything. They just want to fucking jack their bottom line. And yet in China, well, they're having a crisis because they built too much, I guess. They've got whole cities and shit that are just empty. Because they got all these kids dribbling basketballs and shit from they're 5 years old, and they're hyper developed. They got 1 billion fucking people. They are leaving us in the fucking dust because they spend all of our fucking money on guns and military shit. Tax cuts for rich people. And I don't know, is it going to change? Why isn't there a January 6th about that? You know, why don't smart people do a January 6th? But like, you know, for fucking socialism. You know, we're the fucking Sandinistas in this country. That's right, YouTube. We're organizing our militia on YouTube. We're gonna storm the I mean, that's basically the Capitol. That storm the Capitol. That was basically a live stream. It was basically a flash mob. It's dystopian as fuck out here. And look how I just walked through the entirety of Central Park. I don't even think I've been involved with my phone the whole time. How fucking sad is that? Trying to relive the Saul Bellow novella, Seize the Day, which is all about this guy walking through the Upper West Side, think he's gonna have a heart attack. Oh fuck, is this where my drug dealer is? Okay. You gotta buy weed, everybody. Time for the priorities. Getting the priorities straight. Okay, so what else? We're wrapping up here. My phone is about to go to 10%. So, geez, I don't know. It's complicated. It's nuanced. Well, okay. Well, I heard somebody talking about intersectionality the other day. You know, and I'm all for intersectionality, but it does seem like it doesn't want us. We get 0 points in the intersectionality. We don't intersect, you know. I don't really intersect. There's no intersection. Just in a corner. Straight white, het, Midwestern, Catholic. And fuck, I don't know. What is literature even about anymore? I mean, it is. I do think it's a misconception to think that literature is necessarily about identity or representation. I mean, I think it's important that more people get representation because that reflects the world. You know, the world isn't just a bunch of white guys objectifying women's bodies. There's a whole, you know, rainbow of people objectifying each other. But I also think representation is kind of like maybe the wrong thing. I think everybody deserves it, and that's what we're fighting for right now. But it's also like, I think it's just weird how people have to identify with people who look like them. And like, we get rewarded in some way, you know, like, sometimes, you know, people think it's like a compliment when people tell them they look like a celebrity. Oh, it's like, oh, you look like so and so. It's like, oh wow, thank you. It's like, why? Who gives a fuck? Why is that or like, I've noticed at certain points, if a celebrity is like kind of hot in the media, I'll get more attention. Like Jason Bateman. I kind of have like a Jason Bateman thing. Or like 15 years ago when Robert Pattinson happened, when Twilight happened, I kind of looked like Robert Pattinson a little bit. My hair was kind of like his. So it was like there was this guy who was like the hottest guy in the media, and women were just swooning over him everywhere. They were being told to. That was the whole point of the whole fucking thing. And I kind of looked like this guy. And so I had a few girls that were just like into me just because I looked like this guy. Because they wanted to sort of live that out. They wanted to live their Edward Cullen Twilight fantasy. And, great. But I just think that's like representation. Or I don't know. It's like, it's just weird how that matters to people. It's like, oh, this guy looks like somebody in the media. You look like this famous actor. Wow, you're hot. It's like, why can't they just look like themselves and be hot? I don't know. But it's like with representation, it's like, why we are always looking for is that narcissism? Like, I need somebody that looks like me to relate to. I can't relate to this. It's not me. That person doesn't look like me. They don't share the same exact everything. It's just, everything is being reflected back to us because of the phones, selfie cameras, Instagram, social media. And it does feel, and that's also like a democratic thing, I think, that we're told, is like, as part of a democracy, like our choice matters, our free will, we need to be represented, we need to have a voice, and that voice, like, needs to come from us or be, I don't know. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I don't know. I think we just have to rethink a lot of fucking things because we're just like being disconnected from the way the culture's developed for thousands and thousands of fucking years. Like, I guess it's just natural. It's just natural. I know for me, it's like growing up, I wanted to read books or watch movies like Rushmore or something. It's like, yeah, that kid, it felt like important. Like, yeah, that kid is me, like that gave me some kind of power. I could relate to this. It was a way that I could sort of like identify people that might be like-minded culturally. I'm not arguing against representation, but I also think we should be able to empathize or identify with people that don't look exactly like us, or I don't know. I guess, that's easy for me to say. People for a long time have been having to identify with or be subjected to narratives about white guys. Like, that's the everyman, that's the protagonist everybody else has to sort of suffer through. God damn. It's hard to know what to do, because I don't know how to fucking make money. It feels like increasingly impossible to just like afford a place to live. And, being a creative, it used to feel realistic to aspire to be like, oh, I'll be a musician or a filmmaker, I'll make a movie. When I was in college or whatever, high school, there was sort of a path, film festivals. If you make a good movie, you get distribution, independent film, you work your way up that way. Now it's like even the fucking Hollywood is collapsing. You know, there's no way to make music as money as a musician, really at all, because there's no CDs, there's no DVDs. Even the fucking streaming thing, you know, there was sort of golden era of TV, whatever, golden era of streaming, that's over. And so even this idea of like, oh, maybe I'll try to fucking, you know, get on Netflix or something, or make a film. It's just like, well, what would you even do with it? You know, we live in these circumstances that are so quick. You know, it's like Friday night, everybody, I hope you're partying. I know people are going out. I'm winding down here. Thank you for watching. I don't know. I'm walking over to Broadway here, on the Upper West Side, Broadway and 77th. There was this video about John Goodman when he was young. He was on Broadway in Big River, Huck Finn or some shit, Tom Sawyer. And he said he would hang out at some bar, I think on 72nd Broadway, Central Cafe or something, Cafe Central. And said there would be all these old actors that just hung out there, you know, drinking or whatever. And he would just listen to stories, talk to them. You know, I don't know where that place is now. That's like the third place. It's online, I guess. It's TikTok videos. It's live streams. It's podcasts. You know, it is almost just like having a conversation or just listening to an old person tell stories or something. Even though this is like a new medium, live streaming, this is very ancient, I think. Just walking with somebody, talking with them, listening to somebody talk at length. It's nice. You know, some of the best times in my life were like listening to my dad, being in the passenger seat on long trips, you know. My dad would just tell stories. He would do characters, do voices, do jokes, do kind of improv, teach us about the world. I remember one time we were driving through Alabama, he was telling a story about something, there was like a thunderstorm off in the distance. Poetic. And so I think, yeah, listening to people at length, listening to the human voice, listening to oral histories, What the Fuck podcast. I hate the word podcast. Thank you, Peter Shankman. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I hate the word podcast. I guess it's good because it's going to discourage people from doing it, but God, why don't they just call them radio shows? Hey, listen to my radio show. Listen to my podcast. It just sounds like WALL-E. It sounds like they're trying way too hard to make it. It's from outer space. It's a pod. The escape pod. Get in the escape pod. We're podcasting. I hate the future. I hate the tech mafia. I hate Larry Ellison. I hate his kids who are trying to run Hollywood. These people have no fucking taste. They don't know there's nothing tactile about their business. It's all autism. Oh, God. You know, it's making a motherboard. I don't know. Is that the illuminated manuscript of the age? I just got a huge chip on my shoulder because nobody appreciates my brain power. I don't know. There's a guy I went to high school with that works at the CERN. Apparently the CERN is responsible for ripping a hole in our reality that has caused just like the insanity of the last, since 2012, basically. So, you know, I feel like I'm the opposite of that. I'm trying to hold reality. I don't know. I'm all for reality being ripped open, but you know, the thing is, when people say that, like, I don't agree. I think everything that's happened is perfectly understandable. There isn't anything that's, like, even been surreal, I don't think. You know, like Trump getting elected feels totally plausible. And you can see the sense of reality changing because of the technology that we use. You know, having photorealistic technology, you know, everywhere, I think is the mark of the era. But I mean, if you watch like WWF stuff from 2004, it looks like it could have been made today because the cameras were HD back then. Like nothing has changed really. The breakthroughs have all come like in other ways. Having a fucking phone in your pocket, you know, being able to look at it everywhere, having like a personalized cable TV service on your person at all fucking times so they can control kind of what you hear, what you listen to. Oh, there's the night hotel. Maybe I'll end on the night hotel. There's the night hotel, everybody. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. God damn it, is there anything else I need to talk about? Yeah, I mean, everything feels plausible. You wish like it wasn't quite exactly turning out this way. You know, the thing that really I think is fucking our lives up is just like the reorganization of who owns everything and how we pay for everything. That, you know, the fact that nothing is made to have functional value, it's all just stock market, whatever, making money for those people. That's what's just like preventing fucking any kind of quality, any kind of progress, any kind of functionality and ergonomics. It's the ergonomics of our way of life that have really gotten fucked up. The medium of like our infrastructure has changed a lot, and I feel like that's why we're all sort of like suffocating and expense. You know, the cost of everything has gone up so much. You know, all the other stuff could work itself out, but we should have bought Bitcoin. That's right. We should have been way early on the crypto thing. The Van Gogh. Yeah, so I don't know, but it's pretty cool to be able to live stream walking around fucking New York City and just fucking basically talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you know, I wouldn't even give a fuck about a lot of this stuff if I had a convenient place to live. And you know, I think we're all kind of like that. You know, that's like one of the big discoveries of like just conferring with each other online is it's like people don't want a lot. We just want like a place to live. We want, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't have sort of basic needs of our lives taken care of. And so we can do more interesting things. You know, I think that's all anybody really wants. We just want to kind of be free from manual labor, which, you know, 100 years ago or even 50 years ago may have been, you know, impossible, but we're approaching a point where it feels like that's a little more realistic. And we're just getting screwed. You know, I think the unequal wealth distribution is really the big problem. And, there's a lot of information about that online. How the boomers have way too much fucking